what we were about to discuss.
I think in last classes we were studying routing part. We were doing RIP, I think.
Okay, after that we have to start with packet flow in the firewall, correct?
Yeah. Another like routing part like OSPF or another thing
No,
if you want.
no, that will be not covered. I just show you like routing will be not covered
Mhm.
on this. I just show you that thing, but for RIP and how to configure
Yeah, I
everything
got
and
it.
what all the things we'll get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Correct, guys. Can you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So these are all the topics we are going to cover in this, like security policy fundamental concept, security policy administration, source NAT configuration, and destination NAT configuration. And most of all topics will be covered in this security policy fundamental concept and policy administration. So any doubt with this previous class or anything? No, right?
Yeah. No doubt.
Okay. So these are the security policy when you try to when you create the policy, this many phases this firewall will go through it. So what it will do, like first it will check for the source zone and destination zone, correct? Then again it for check for zone and forwarding lookup. I have not covered it. I'll let you know when we are discussing about policy based forwarding. Okay, and we'll be discussing about source zone, zone protection, destination zone, and security policy checkup. Okay, as in session ID. This all the things we are going to cover today. Encryption, decryption, app ID, content ID. Content ID not today. We'll be discussing more about the security policy enforcement, because of how the firewall will forward the traffic. Okay. So once you have created the policy, like what firewall will look into it, guys?
It will first like
Your voice is
then
not clear.
uh,
What? Hello.
uh, yeah. Can you
Your
hear
voice
me
is
now?
not clear. Yeah, I can hear you
Yes.
now. Tell me.
Okay. Okay. Just check.
Hello.
The voice is not audible. Please check.
Yeah. Now you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. Tell me.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So first it will check like source zone or
Hmm.
destination zone.
Hmm.
Yeah. Then like forward lookup and
First.
like security check,
Hmm.
policy checkup. Yeah. Then it will check like different kinds
No,
of.
no, 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 no. It is not like that. So first it will look for source zone. Okay. So what happened if like first it will check for the source zone, like trust from the trust zone. It will firewall ingress interface. It will look into it. Then it will look for destination zone and leave about this other thing like user ID or IP address or anything. I'm just uh, telling you the packet flow of this firewall. Okay. Then it will check for the zone, like from the source zone, which zone you have configured a trust zone. Then it will look for egress, destination, untrust zone. Correct. Then only it will working, right? The packet will
Yeah.
flow from the firewall, right?
Right.
So what will happen here in the sense, like once the traffic flow from here we'll be having some L3 interface will be configured, right? Correct, guys.
Yeah.
So
Yes, yes.
first we'll be looking it for L3 interface. Correct. Next it will check for zone protection profile.
Hmm.
Correct. Then it
Yeah.
will look for some TCP flag, some UDP flag. or some ICMP flag, correct?
Yeah.
As this firewall is an stateful firewall, it should be having some kind of state information, right?
Yes. Like session.
Hmm.
Yeah, it should have like session detail.
What it will do, like it could be mapping some zone protection profile, the number of TCP sync to
Yeah.
activate the interface, right? Guys, are you understanding or not?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, sir. Can you repeat?
As it is in stateful firewall, it should be having some kind of state information, right? Like, but while you configuring the firewall, some ingress interface will be configured as L3.
Yes.
It's again after that it will check for some zone protection, some of the zones, right? Some from trust zone to untrust zone, correct?
Yeah.
So it will check for this zone, this interface zone. It will look into it, correct?
Yes, yes,
After
sir.
after that, it will look for some application. Like after that, it will look for some of the services like TCP flag, UDP flag, ICMP flag. So for some information will be there, right?
Yeah.
So what will happen when the traffic comes from here? It will map with the zone protection, the interface. So when the traffic comes here, it just map like the TCP sync, what we'll call it as. You know what is TCP sync?
Yeah. TCP packet.
Yes, sir.
Sync.
It starts with for the three-way handshake.
Three-way handshake. Yeah.
It just starts with a three-way handshake, but apart from that, it will not go with the app directory and all. I'll be discussing in the further class, like today class only, not now.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
what will happen? It will in the zone protection profile, it will just sync with TCP sync, right?
Yeah.
So to check like what is the maximum threshold we can be sent to this interface, correct? So like let's
Mhm.
assume like maximum number of threshold will be 1000, correct? Until unless if this 1000 like packets will be inspected and TCP sync and this process is completed, no other traffic will be moved to this from
Yeah.
this interface, interface. This is how this firewall, packet will flow in ingress interface. Okay, and rest of the traffic, like apart from this threshold, like 1000, what we said. Now, apart from this, rest of the packet or rest of the things will be in queued.
Mhm. Unless until like 1,000 packets are clear.
Yeah. So
Okay. Then.
all these 1000 packets are clear. It will be queued. Why it is
Mhm.
queued? Can anybody tell me?
Yeah, like because the threshold limit is only 1,000 packets. So 1,000 packet will
Yeah,
be like in
threshold.
processing.
I just give you the example. It is of 1000, but
Mhm.
rest of the packets is queued here in the
Yeah.
ingress interface itself. Why?
Yeah. Yeah.
My question
Because
is this:
they
why
are
this?
waiting.
It
They
will
are waiting.
follow the pattern of FIFO.
What?
It will follow the pattern of FIFO, first in, first out.
Yeah, first in, first out, but they have a limit, na 1,000 threshold.
This
Segment
packet
size.
is queued because of
Segment size.
again the packet will be revised.
Yeah,
Why? Why it is revised?
based
Because
on their
of
sequence,
no,
I think.
because of DOS protection service.
Yeah, in firewall, yeah. So,
Because of this, rest of the packet is queued. Again, this process has to be completed. Until unless this process is completed, every packet is queued because of the DOS protection services which has been enabled in the firewall.
so
Correct?
how like DOS is effectively working? Like why they are keeping the packets in queue here?
To inspect each and everything,
Each packet.
each packet.
Yeah.
Each packet like app ID, content ID, service,
Mhm.
port number, each and every details will be inspected. So I'll be coming to that point only now.
Mhm.
Do you have any doubt till here?
No, like their threshold limit is like 1,000. Suppose that. So in 1,000 packet, like DOS inspections will be going on, right?
Mhm,
And then after finishing this 1,000,
mhm,
another queue of 1,000 packet will be coming.
mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I have just given you the example of 1000 packet.
Yeah,
It
that I
can
understand.
be differ. It is
Yeah,
for
that
example
can be
purpose, for
different threshold.
understanding purpose. I wrote this.
Just like bandwidth or
Just
different
yeah,
kind of wire and
yeah.
different bandwidth.
Next, like this is what will happen? Like if this is a client PC and he'll be requesting for some web browsing, correct?
Yeah.
So if he requests for web browsing, what will happen? You just tell me in the ingress port itself.
It will look up the like destination IP, source
No,
IP, source zone.
why it will look for destination? First it will look for zone, right?
So yeah,
Source
yeah,
zone.
zone, source zone, yeah,
First it will look for source zone,
source zone, yeah.
correct?
Whether like authentic or not. I mean, user.
Usually what it will check? First it will check for ingress packet,
Yeah,
correct? Then it will move through the egress port, correct?
yeah,
Egress interface, correct, guys?
yeah.
Then
Correct.
it will look for some zone protection.
Mhm.
Then next what it will look for? Source port, right? Source
Yeah.
port from 1 to, guys, tell me this at least.
Source port
65536.
Yeah.
5.
65553.
Again, next
65,535. Yeah.
Destination IP
destination
port
port number.
1 to 6.
Again,
443.
Huh?
Name.
Huh?
Destination port, sorry, which services we are keeping? HTTPS 80, 443, HTTP
443, I think.
80 or something.
Yeah, 443 or 80,
80.
correct?
Yes.
It will just look for this, right? And whenever user is asking you, like, I just want access for something.com, and he'll be asking you access for 443 and 80, you will be always specifying this port in, guys,
Huh?
you will be specifying this port in source port or destination port.
Destination
source.
port.
Who said source
This
port?
will be no. This will be in a destination port. Yeah.
Why?
Because like this is
We are
because the
enabling the
request-
services
web
on
browser.
our
Yeah.
server.
User. HTTP is like secure page, web page. So if we are going for web page, so
Guys,
that
why?
will mean
Oh, because
for the destination part.
our server applications will be hosted on server. So
Yeah, on the web page.
In this
Good.
firewall, in this firewall, we will be enabling the access only based on the
ports.
destination port.
Yes.
We'll be not enabling the access to any of the user based on the source port.
Source ports. Yeah. Even we are creating the policy based on the destination.
After
Yeah.
this, what firewall will do? Firewall is going to
Match the signatures.
create
Signature.
session. Good. Who said this?
Firewall
Sagar.
create state table,
Sagar.
right?
What?
Sagar.
Yeah, good. So firewall going to create one session, correct?
Yeah.
What does this session will be having? TCP,
Yeah, connection time. They will maintain the session in that TCP sync.
why this is created? Because of
Transportation.
it could be easy to understand, like it's a part of which session, correct?
Mhm.
For that
Yeah.
thing, for that reason, this TCP sync is created, correct?
Yeah.
We are now just discussing about this ingress port only and what are the things it could be covering and how the firewall will flow the packet. We are just discussing about this thing only. Firewall will just create a session with the information, with the help of all the information of TCP sync. Why it is created? Just to identify is a part of which session, correct?
Mhm. Rohit,
Guys,
here I have a question. Like
Yeah.
in session,
Hmm.
only TCP protocol is being used or any other protocol like UDP is also used here for sync purpose?
I'll be discussing that thing now.
Okay.
I'm just giving you the example.
Mhm.
What does TCP sync means?
Like TCP sync like three-way handshake to
Yeah,
make
yeah.
neighbors. Yeah.
Yeah, that to build a trustship
Yeah.
kind of thing. That is the thing,
Adjacent
right?
to form adjacent
Yeah,
trust.
it will be working in TCP sync will be working in which mode?
TCP
Which layer? Which layer?
TCP will layer 4.
Transport layer.
L3.
Yeah.
Transport layer,
Layer
L4.
4.
Yeah, correct.
TCP and UDP. So TCP will work in transport layer 4.
Yeah, and UDP will work in
Transport layer
Yeah.
4.
Layer
Yeah.
4.
So after creating one session, what will happen? it should create some session path, right?
Yeah.
Why session path is required?
Rohit, can you please repeat what is the information included in TCP sync?
Just just a handshake to build a trust kind of thing.
Just a hello acknowledgement.
And
Hello.
and for identifying which session ID it is using it for that kind of thing, it has been used.
So once we reach the third step of the handshake, what does the firewall maintain actually?
It is going to check for session setup, like session path and fast path.
Okay.
Again, session path carries the information about ingress packet, zone protection, source port, destination port.
Okay. Got it.
That is what I'm going to discuss now. After this, there is a two type. It's session path and fast path. The session path isn't just what we call it as a one-time work from the firewall. Like after this, once we got a session ID, it will be stored in the cache. Next time, it won't ask for this. If you have the same session ID, it won't ask. Directly, it will be moving to the fast path. Okay. So what is session path will be having? Like already it should be having some session path with already it is having some session, right?
Yeah.
So along with that, it is having some flow key. So in other firewall, we call it as session ID. Okay. Here in this firewall, we call it as flow key.
Palo Alto.
Yeah, Palo Alto.
Yeah.
Okay. Just to identify this thing, we'll be having like this is what we call it as session ID.
This is just same like session ID, right?
Yeah, same session ID
Yeah.
only. In Palo Alto firewall, we call it as flow key.
Okay.
Okay, once it is created, it will be stored in the cache. So next time, if we want this kind of information directly, this step is discarded. We will be having the same session ID. It will not overlap. It will just discard this procedure, the session creation procedure. It will just discard directly. It will move to the fast path.
Mhm.
And just to create this session initiate, it will be having what we call it session initiate or session init. So it will be having two state like pre-state and post-state. Okay, pre-state will be having the uh, after the session is created, right? Somebody asked me right now. It is having ingress interface information, egress interface information, and source zone, destination zone, source port, and destination port. Someone asked me, right?
Yeah.
And post allocation is like the fast path. It will check for flow lookup. Flow lookup in the sense like the application, what we are going to discuss now. Having any doubt till now?
No. So like post
First,
state
it
just
will create some session. That is what
Yeah.
we call it as session ID or flow key. And the session initialization, it could be having some of the information, correct? What does that information carry? What we call it as pre-state. This is an important one. They might have asked you an interview. Yes,
These
pre-state
like
and post-state. Yeah, session
yeah.
path and fast path.
This is just like headers, right?
Yeah, I'll come to
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
The pre-state carries ingress information, egress information, source zone, destination port, and source port and destination port, source zone and destination zone. Correct. And fast path will just look into the flow lookup. Flow lookup in the sense next the application what it is running. Correct. Don't worry if you don't understand. Like when you are creating the policy, you will get some error or
No,
such
just
kind of thing. You will be understanding this.
like Rohit, just suppose that like for the first time, if I like enter the any website name, so it will first maintain the like session. That will first time they will like carry all the things. Then they will carry the like keep the cache data. So then they will eliminate the like session and they will put this all thing like in fast.
That is what
Yeah.
I said. Like it is creating like some tuple kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what is tuple?
Just like keep
Tuple
that
is
like
two. Two, like from
to
source to
copy. Yeah.
server to client, client to server. The source to
Yeah.
destination, destination to server. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
This two information will be having in the tuple, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guys,
Okay, got it. Yeah, got it.
guys, can you able to understand?
So what tuple means?
It is tuple is two. Two thing is paired. Two thing is paired in the sense from source to destination and destination to source. This information will be carried in the tuple.
Okay, likewise traffic means what?
Yeah. After this session opening state, it will reach out to active state. Now, till now we discuss about session path, correct?
Yeah.
So now we will be discussing about fast path.
Mm-hmm.
So as I said, like what it will do if the same kind of traffic, similar kind of traffic, if it comes, what it will do? Will that session path will again recheck all the thing, or else it will just discard and it will forward to the fast path.
No, no, no. They will check all the things because that session ID will
Similar
be
if the
different. I think.
similar kind of traffic came.
Similar with the similar session ID.
Yeah, that is what I said. If the similar kind of traffic in the sense in the same flow key.
It will be
If the same
moved to
flow key
forward
If
that
the
path,
traffic
first
if the
path.
traffic come with the same flow key or same session ID, it will directly redirect to the fast path.
yeah.
First path.
That
Between
that
these,
is that for that mechanism we called it as flow lookup.
Mm-hmm.
This is completely Palo Alto firewall keywords. Okay.
Mm.
What is flow lookup? It's an just redirecting this flow
Same
key to
traffic.
the flow path
Yeah.
directly. Like if you get the same session ID, if you get the same flow key, it will be redirecting to fast path. That is what we called it as. That process we called it as flow lookup. Correct, guys?
Yeah.
And other thing like firewall
Okay.
after this firewall will be start processing to some applications. Correct, guys?
Mm-hmm.
After this kind of thing, source zone, destination zone. Correct? Source port,
Yes.
destination port. It will again look for some applications, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct, guys? After this class, you just log into this firewall, okay? And for this session ID, you just type a command, okay? Let me show. As of now, we don't have any running session over here. So once you log in the firewall with the GUI thing,
Mm-hmm.
you can run this command like show session ID. Okay. After you run this, just click on question mark.
Yeah, I have checked up
You will be running some of this session ID
session
over
ID
here.
and data. Yeah.
Okay. You just copy paste the session ID after this command. Then you can able to see this. You will get the two information from source to client, client to source. This information will be getting over here, okay, in this firewall CLI command. You just try this, okay? If you
Okay.
are not able to see, then just let me know. Tomorrow I'll just show these things to you. Do you guys know about this TCP Embroy connection?
Embroy connection, not
Yeah.
more. Yeah.
Or else, do you guys know TCP transport mechanism?
Yeah, just only TCP flags and TCP headset.
A TCP Embroy connection is like half of the thing will be transmitted over this what we call it as. Half of the things will be shared, right? Guys, do you know TCP Embroy connection, or should I need to explain?
No, no, please tell.
Please explain, sir.
Hmm.
Please explain.
Okay. What example I can give? So, like, how I can say, So why this TCP embroidery connection is used in the sense like you will be having this firewall. Okay, some of the guy like from outside, if they want to get into your network or anything, they should be creating some policy or anything, right? So what they'll do just the TCP embroidery connection. In that, what it contains from that device to your firewall, that it will just synchronize and it will just start sending the packet. Another thing we call it as TCP half open.
Mm-hmm.
How, like, if you are like if you want some access or anything, any kind of thing, what it will do first, it will try to synchronize, then again after synchronize it will acknowledge, right? Correct, guys?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like the same kind of TCP thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what will happen, like let's assume, like I'll show you with the diagram. Guys, 1 second. Sorry, guys. What will happen? Like from B, he'll get some acknowledge and sync and acknowledge request. Okay, first it will try to request for synchronize with me. Then after synchronize, it will send like acknowledge request. So what will happen? This device will be compromised. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
That means this both are a part of the same zone, same network, right?
Mm.
Correct, guys?
Yeah.
What will happen? B will be just asking you. First, it will send the synchronize request and acknowledge request. Once you acknowledge the thing, you will be the part of two-way communication. Like this both can be communicated.
This is also called like a TCP attack, right?
Yeah.
Just like DOS or denial of service.
What we called it as, can anybody tell me the TCP three-way handshake process?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Like hello, acknowledgement, then hello.
Hmm.
This is
Hello?
so. Yeah.
Next. Guys.
Sync plus
Anybody?
acknowledgement, first sync flag will go.
Yeah.
And after that, sync plus acknowledgement will come. And then finally, acknowledgement, it will receive. It will send to the receiver.
Correct.
Yeah.
So first thing is like it will just send only this part, this much only. Half of the thing it will be shared from B to A. Then once he acknowledge this two-way handshake will start communication. But here in this, like they have to again send back the acknowledge request, right?
Yeah.
Guys, this thing will not happen. This last step, this
Yeah.
two
The
will
connection
happen.
will be broke out.
That is what we call it as TCP.
Breakdown.
No, what we call it
Half
as
open.
Half open.
TCP half open.
Yeah.
Okay, or else like there are some different kind of attacks in this, like
Basically,
sync.
like TCP nevership doesn't happen. It's like
Yeah,
sync up.
TCP.
Yeah.
Yeah, TCP. In this, a different kind of attack is the TCP sync flood, sync cookies, and this thing will happen in stateful firewall itself. Okay, let's won't discuss more about this.
Yeah.
So, have you heard about TCP window?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, can anybody tell me what is TCP window?
When this segment packet size means MSS, the segment size get means higher than compared to that, because
Yeah.
by default it is 4.
So, like, how it is count, like TCP window size
It will means count as IP header some
with the help of some MTU, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah. MTO size. Yeah.
Yeah, if we set some MTU size 9610, this is the maximum 1690. It starts from 0, like it start increasing the TCP window size, correct? Once it hits to 9610, that is the maximum TCP window size what you have given. correct? Again, it breakdowns, correct?
Yeah.
Again, it goes on increasing the TCP window set. Once it hits here, again it breakdowns. This is how it works, right? Correct, guys? If I'm not wrong.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, based on which it is working. MSS, right?
Yeah.
Maximum segment size.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what it will do? The fragmentation starts, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What after fragmentation it will do? It starts reordering and
Yeah.
rearranging.
Yeah.
This
Rearranging
is
the
what
packets.
this process will happen over here, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Any doubt in TCP window?
No.
TCP half open.
No.
I'm
So
I'm
TCP half.
sure I'm sure you didn't understand TCP half open,
No,
and
that I understand, but
TCP window.
yeah, Rohit, can you hear me?
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. So TCP half open, that part I understand, but I don't understand that how the like malicious attack happens, like TCP attack happens, like those. That I don't understand.
Like that is a part of cyber security.
Yeah, that I understand.
So what they will do, there are different methods. Like they will be having some synchronized cookies with them. Like cookies in the sense, some of the it will be somewhere in your device, right? That is a kind of cache memory, what we can say, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Through that, like you will create some same session ID.
Yeah, copy.
Some of the same sessions ID will be created, right? Once you have the same session ID, it will be compromised.
Mm.
Right? And apart from that, there are a lot many processes behind that. That is not that easy, but I just told you the overview of that.
Yeah. We can do this like on Kali Linux. Right.
Yeah, you can use Kali Linux, you can use Parrot OS, lot many things are there. Or you can able to do this in Termax also.
Yeah, right.
Okay, now the security processing about application.
Like to defend the like TCP attack, what we can do like in firewall, Palo Alto?
What?
To abstain the attack, TCP attack. What should we do like in Palo Alto?
TCP half open is not allowed in this firewall, right?
Okay.
TCP half open is not allowed in this firewall.
Okay. Not only in this or in any firewall.
That much deep I haven't digged at. Why? Because everywhere the Palo Alto is used. I don't think so. The other firewall has this many features, this many protections. Other firewall has. If they have that the same kind of thing, like Palo Alto will not rule out of the word, correct? They can't rule
Correct.
if they have same kind of competitions or anything. Guys, do you know what is TCP UDP and non-TCP UDP? TCP UDP packet and non-TCP UDP packet.
No, sir.
Can anybody tell me?
These are the protocols, right? Packets.
Yeah, TCP UDP is a protocol packet. What is non-TCP UDP protocol packet?
So which are IP protocols, sir? Like AIGRP, OSP, if they follow 88 port or 89
Like
port?
suppose that where like
This TCP UDP is an IP protocol, works on
in
6 and
Rohit,
17.
Yes,
in
sir.
non-TCP UDP, I think we don't need to put the sequence numbers, something kind.
In non-TCP UDP, like it is like AH.
Yes, right.
Okay, and like GRE tunnel. It's based on IP, right? IP packet. What it will do? It will just create a tunnel. In that tunnel, it will start encrypting and decrypting the packet, right? Correct, guys?
Yeah. So basically, in this tunnel, non-TCP and UDP packets flow.
Yeah. While we are discussing about GRE tunnel and IPsec tunnel, at that time we'll be discussing more about this non-TCP UDP.
Okay.
As of now, we'll be discussing about TCP UDP only. Okay. So we are just now we'll discuss about this app ID. So like app ID is like something in order to have some application identification, right? So like somewhat if you are using some facebook.com, correct? It is having some library which is stored by Palo Alto. Correct. If you go for the website like application research center Palo Alto, you will get this. If you are search for this facebook.com, it will show. Okay. Apps. This is the URL. Okay. apps.paloaltonetwork.com. This application. Sorry, guys. This is the URL. Okay. Application PDF. You want this URL? Should I need to paste
Yeah,
the
put
chat?
it in chat. Yeah.
So this is in Palo Alto library or anything like if you are looking for Facebook, it will show you like what all the things it is like the category of the storage and backup, general browsing, social networking, file sharing. Like there are subcategories in the Facebook. As I said, when you are trying to troubleshoot, if you give some access to the Google Meet or anything in the URL category, you just allow for Google Meet. That won't work, right? It will be using some Google base also, correct?
Yeah.
So these are the subcategories of the Facebook.com. Okay, while creating this, like while creating the policy or anything, we'll be discussing more about this. I'll just create a scenario for this for better understanding. Okay. Hmm. Like guys, how this like application will be identified in this firewall? Again, I have one question for you.
Like on the hit counts.
No.
Like what applications are being used to access a portal, right?
Hmm.
That we need to identify.
So it could be you will be mentioning like some port 80 or 443, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what it will do? Like 80 or 443, like which protocol it will be using? Like HTTP,
HTTPS, yeah, HTTP.
HTTPS, correct?
Mm.
So again, when it comes to this thing, what it is some kind of web
Web,
browsing, right?
yeah, like Google based.
So this kind of like symmetric something we'll get it when we look in the firewall. Firewall will be having some kind of app ID lookup. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So once we get this, like not only this web browsing, it web browsing may carry some SSH, SSL, or SCP or SFTP, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So this kind of thing when it comes like it will just look it for this port. Like it will be working under the web browsing. This firewall will understand in this way. Okay. And if it is an asymmetric, like if it is not in this format or anything, if it is like unknown kind of thing. So what firewall will do, it will just look for the protocol decoder with the help of signature.
Mm.
Okay. So it will just do the deep inspection about this. Like again, this it will look for protocol decoders and signatures. It will try to match the signatures, everything. Then again, it will conclude for the web browsing part of kind of thing. Not only this, like if you are searching something in the Google, can anybody tell me like what all the things it carries, like what all the prototype it is going to work on?
It carries the header, I think.
Header and what kind of header it carries?
Source IP address,
Source IP,
No,
destination
I'm
IP.
talking about Google. I'm talking about Google.
Yes, it is DNS server.
Mhm.
8.8.8 it will carry.
It's no, it is carrying some header type like get, put, post, del, correct?
Mhm.
What will it will be having it? It is like some kind of header, right? It is having some kind of end-to-end
Yes.
encryption.
Mm.
Correct, guys?
Yeah.
And if it is end-to-end encrypted, we need some kind of decryption required to access the content in it, right?
Mhm.
Correct, guys? Why the decryption is required? If it is end-to-end encrypted, we can't able to see the data, what it is flowing, what is
Because
the
like
content of content when it is
mm,
encrypted, correct?
mm.
So what will happen? So we need to decrypt that thing. So decryption, I'll come more about this, but just think like you can't configure the decryption part in each and every firewall. Like if you're configuring in lower end firewall or anything, it won't work. It is like more CPU consumed kind of thing. If you start going with a decryption process,
Mhm.
it consumes lot more memory. what will happen, like if you have two-way communication, where client will send first hello, then server will send hello, then some certificate will match. Okay, like SSL four-way handshake will happen with the help of tunnel TLS 1.2. Anybody know about this?
Yeah, tunnel.
Tunnel TLS 1.2
Mm.
version, the latest version.
Yeah.
Just understand in a simple way, like if you are trying to access the Google or something from your machine to this Google server, some tunnel is created. Okay, so what all the traffic is flow from this tunnel is encrypted. You can't decrypt that traffic. Somewhere, if you are placing your device or anything, you can create the decryption rule, like what it is coming and what it is you going the content. You can try to access this kind of things here only. Once a tunnel is created and it is encrypted, you can't get the details.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll show you.
So tunnel means IPsec only, sir?
Yeah, IPsec,
Like
GRE, many
GRE.
it is based on the VPN kind of thing, like what you are allowing or not, that kind of thing it will work. So if we are going to this developer tool, okay.
Mm.
Whatever I'm able to show you or not, I don't know. Yeah, you can able to see the request method get.
Mhm.
This is the header type.
Yeah. Get.
There are a lot many things which works here. Okay, I just show you like what all the things we can able to see in this. So just think that like once you create the security policy, it will just check for source zone, so destination zone, source port, destination port. Again, it will look for application like TCP, UDP connection. Lot many things are there. Right now we have discussed. Okay. In that important part is like the session ID, the flow key and fast path, the flow lookup. So how that works? Yeah, these things may ask you in the interview.
Which part was?
This part, the packet flow.
Like,
Flow in
yes.
the Palo Alto firewall. So
Mhm.
you can just tell them this all the things like how the packet flow, it will just look for source zone, destination zone, source port, destination port. Again, it will look for the application. Again, it will look for some services. So again, it has two different kind of thing like session path and fast path. Correct. So what does session path carry? Session path carries some of the session ID. That is what we call it as in Palo Alto firewall. We call it as session ID. What we call it as, guys?
Okay.
Yeah. Flow
Flow
key.
key. Correct. So after the flow key is created, it will just forward it to the flow lookup. Correct. That is what we call it as fast path. So once we already have the flow key in the firewall, once this session is created, if you have that information stored in this firewall somewhere with some flow key, it will be stored. If next time that same information came, that if that flow key will match, it will just discard. Then again, it will just forward it to the flow lookup. Correct. That is what we call it as fast path. In the fast path, what will happen? It will just look for applications, like what all the application it is using it for, like TCP, UDP. If it is using port number 80 or 443, what will happen? It will for 80 and 443 works in HTTPS, right?
Yeah.
Based on that, it will look for web browsing. Web browsing will consist of some symmetric kind of thing like SSL, SSH, SCP, SFTP. Correct. If it is
Yeah.
unknown symmetric thing, it will look for some packet. Guys, tell me.
Decoder.
Yeah, protocol decoder. Sorry, not packet. Protocol decoder with the help of signature matching. Correct. It
Yeah.
will just do the deep inspection for unknown layer and asymmetric kind of thing. If it is there, it will just be looked in a app ID. Correct.
Mhm.
Why?
So
What is app
what's
ID? It is an application identification mechanism, right?
mechanism? Yeah. So
Yeah,
like
some
what should be the like formal answer for like if the interviewer asks that what is the packet flow in the Palo Alto firewall?
this all thing you have to tell him.
Like session key. I mean
Yeah,
session
yeah.
and then
At least
all that.
if you're asking, you should tell them the source zone, destination zone, source port, destination port, application, ingress interface, everything. After that, it has two types, like it will be creating one session path and fast path. Session path, we call it as, again, you can repeat this thing.
Mhm.
So if you explain this thing, it will take like somewhere around 5-6 minutes.
Yeah.
So in 30 minutes of interview, you have already used your 6 to 7 minutes of time.
Mm.
Approx 10 minutes you can get it. So rest of the 20 minutes, what questions they'll ask? If you answer that, then you are hired in the organization.
Mhm.
They'll not tell you to create some security policy and show you. They'll ask you the concept first, like tap mode, vWire mode, what is VR, correct?
Mhm. Mhm.
By tap mode, we have to configure. What is the necessity of configuring the tap mode? Or else they'll just tell you the scenario and which mode you'll configure, like which type of interface you're going to configure. Like you can say vWire, virtual router. Based on their scenario, you have to tell them that. If you understand the concept, based on their scenario, you can reply to them. Correct?
Yeah. Okay.
Any doubt? Tomorrow we'll be discussing about some practical kind of thing, like creating a security policy and all. You know the flow now. Tomorrow I'll show you how to create a security policy.
Yeah.
Guys, any doubt? If you don't have any doubt, you can close up.